Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Friday, March 3rd, 2023. What is coming through in the cards today? May I please get the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? First card that we're pulling today is the Moon in its reversal. So this card has a lot to do with secrets or the unknown. So there may be some kind of truth or insight coming towards you today. This could be a day of a lot of revelations or a lot of insights, either internally from yourself in terms of acknowledging some situations or scenarios and receiving more clarity within them as it relates to your own perspective on them. Or this could be coming more directly as it relates to getting some insight or information around something that you feel you do not have the full understanding or breadth of. Continuing to get clarity on the cards today, can I please get the next card in our 5-card spread? The next card we have coming through right now, what is this clarity that you're getting potentially around? This could have a lot to do with partnerships coming through right now with our Lovers card in its reversal. So this doesn't necessarily need to speak directly towards romantic relationships. It very, very frequently does. This has to do with any kind of true partnership that you've been working on or has some kind of insight or desire to have in a more spiritual or high level context, or addressing right now any connections that you feel are off or misaligned. So today could be coming through with a lot of clarification around these situations, around relationships or partnerships that you do feel have broken down to some degree, or that you require some clarity on. And this clarity is either coming from outside sources or from within. But regardless, there is a lot of clarification coming through right now as it relates to the downloads and the insights coming towards you. Next card we have coming through right now in our 5-card spread is the 4 of Pentacles in its reversal. So more than anything, one of the things we are seeing right now is this desire to get this clarification, to find these truths for yourself. And we do see here that you are in a moment right now where you are actually putting a lot of energy or time into trying to get this for yourself. So again, this could be moving forward right now, trying to get this from other people, being able to have the energy to put forward, to be able, and understanding that you are not in a place where you're withholding. You are one who is trying to give forward. You are trying to release. You are trying to get these things from these energies. And again, going to point on right now that this is either coming through as an internal receipt or something coming from the outside. Right now, I will stress this is feeling more like an internal moment of acknowledgement, because we do see here, I haven't seen any people coming through yet on this, but we do see here that there is some kind of clarification and there is some kind of desire to really kind of push forward and understand and try to get this for yourself, and also kind of allowing yourself, even in this moment of trying to get this deeper clarity, not holding back, not pulling your energy back, but really kind of giving forward today, even as you're kind of doing some of this internal work. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now. There is a point of surrender coming around this, but I will point out that this surrender is a moment of victory, that there is this moment of acknowledgement right now, particularly around trying to get the truths or allowing yourself to truly understand and integrate these truths that have been coming towards you around these partnerships into your being. And it's this act of surrender that is really allowing you to move forward into a point of victory at this point. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now. The next card we see is one of the reasons we see that you are not holding back right now. You are pushing forward. You are allowing the surrenders that are necessary to happen, is because you've got a lot of work to do. We've got that coming through right now with the 8 of Pentacles. So there is a lot of attention right now to the work that you're doing, to the efforts and the things that you know you can push forward on. And one thing I will point out that I think is really important right now, because we're seeing kind of 2 different directions that are opening up. There are avenues right now towards you that you feel you don't need to hold back on, that you feel that you can kind of give forward towards. And you're allowing yourself right now to move in the direction of those places. And in the other oppositional space, there are other areas right now that potentially could be feeling more blocked as it relates to these partnerships that are potentially dissolved or requiring some work. But Again, giving yourself this moment of surrender to move into the places that are allowing you to give forth, and potentially trying to get this insight or trying to get this truth for yourself around those partnerships that are potentially blocked or not necessarily accessible to you to the degree or or in the direction that you desire. Continuing to get clarity on these points right now, clarification between the moon and its reversal and this Lovers card. So a bit of sticky energy here, really trying to get to the heart and understand why these relationships or partnerships that are not necessarily in a positive vibration or in a positive place are that, trying to potentially build this clarification for yourself. Can I please get one card to clarify? Two cards popping up right now. There's that person. There's that energy, and this is very intriguing energy, because what do we have right here? We have an Eight of Wands in its reversal, but this person, this energy keeps popping up like hotcakes. We've been seeing so much of this Pentacle energy coming through right now this week in the spreads. While there are partnerships right now that do feel blocked, there is something here about trying to seek clarity for yourself around around these partnerships, because specifically there's two different things happening. There's areas right now where you are feeling potentially that there is no communication occurring around some of these partnerships that have dissolved, and you're building this truth or this understanding for yourself. But meanwhile, we do see a manifestation of masculine coming through right now that is solid, that is stable, that has real offers. And so what this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine right now, this is a moment of really trying to build clarity for yourself as you move forward from this point. And one of the things that is supporting you as you do this work for yourself right now is this outside masculine energy that, again, is moving with more slowness, with more determination, but is coming through right now with very strong, consistent offers or opportunities, things that are tangible in the tangible space. While for masculine right now, we do see here that there are energies where you are not necessarily you're seeking, again, clarity around some partnerships that are not in a positive place. And while you do feel that there is not communication there, you are working right now in some foundational way to build some kind of offer or opportunity, something to come forward with in this direction. It is slow energy. It is slow energy. It is slow energy. I'm just going to say this to everybody. We know that this is the slowest night in the deck, but we do see here that there is something happening around this masculine energy where they are trying to kind of come forward with some sense of stability and security to a situation, even as it relates to something being blocked in partnerships right now. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, clarification between this Lovers in its reversal and our Four of Pentacles in its reversal. So a lot of attention right now to some partnerships that might not necessarily be in the most positive place, but you kind of being in an energy where you are just very giving right now. You are moving through right now, finding places where you don't want to hold back, and potentially feeling a lot of this energy of not wanting to hold back right now, even in the wake of something that is not necessarily in its most positive location or vibration. May I please get one card to clarify? And it's almost putting like the physical effort and the physical energy into something right now, even though even though that spiritual connection isn't necessarily there. We do see here that there is some kind of moment of surrender coming through right now with this Seven of Wands and its reversal. There is a feeling of surrender coming through very strongly, of feeling that you do not necessarily need to fight for the partnerships that are aligned to you, of feeling that you don't necessarily need to fight as hard for the things that are aligned to you right now. And that is what is allowing you, and even specifically around whatever partnerships are not aligned. And it's this kind of understanding right now that's really allowing you to give forth even in the wake of this experience, which I think is very, very interesting and powerful. Continuing to get clarity right now on these cards, clarification between the Four of Pentacles right now and the Ace of Swords in its reversal. So having this moment where you really want to give forth, not feeling this need to hold back, really kind of pushing in deeper into the places and avenues that you can right now, while also moving in a position or an experience of feeling that you do need to surrender to something. You do need to come to a point of acceptance, because within this point of acceptance is this victory, because it does allow you to give forward and to go forward from this point. May I please get one card to clarify? That is way more than one card. Let's try that again. May I please have one card to clarify? Thank you so much. Clarification coming through right now with Devil card in its reversal. So what are we seeing here? What is allowing you to do this? What is allowing you to come into the state of surrender and allowing yourself to come forward in this fashion? Devil in its reversal, trying to heal energies, accepting and acknowledging that there are some things that you're leaving behind that were not necessarily for your better self, and allowing this to instead move from a situation or circumstance where you're looking at potentially a partnership that is eroded to really kind of healing a partnership that might not have necessarily been in a positive environment, that was causing potentially some harm to yourself or to your own energetic space, and allowing this moment of surrender in this state of acknowledging that this work of separation that's occurring is also an act of healing that is happening, that is allowing you to give forward and to go forward in a more generous fashion. Continuing to get clarification on these points right now, clarification between this Ace of Swords in its reversal and this Eight of Pentacles. So a moment of acceptance, a moment of surrender, and really a recommitment to the things that you are trying to move forward, to your passions, to your project. A lot of movement in the physical space today as you concentrate on trying to do these things for yourself. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification is coming right now with a need, there's a deeper understanding here. And what's very intriguing about this is there is the reason that you're having this point of surrender, the reason you're having this moment of commitment. And a lot of this work could be around the self right now, because it is addressing a need to take care of yourself. That there is kind of an exhaustion point that has been reached around a circumstance or scenario, and acknowledging that those situations and circumstances that you're surrendering are not ones that were emotionally supporting you. They were not filling your own cup. And it's this moment, it's this act of surrender that is also not only you getting back to the work that you need to do, but a recommitment to filling your own cup and to making sure that you are emotionally and mentally being taken care of. And what we're really seeing here is an energy that we're seeing that if like you cannot get that in those partnerships, then you are recommitting and reaffirming to creating that for yourself, which we love to see. Continuing to get clarity between these points right now. Clarification between these very intriguing energies. Eight of Wands in its reversal with a Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands in its reversal. So potentially what we're seeing here a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. This is a moment right now where feminine energy may feel that there is some communication that they've been waiting on and has not been coming, or it's been blocked in some way. But this is a moment of surrender to those situations. Again, we're seeing surrender coming through, but again, surrender through victory. This is a moment of surrender around them right now. Why? Because there is a manifestation of masculine coming towards feminine right now with a lot of stability, with a lot of security. And this is what is allowing feminine to move forward from this point with that energy around them, giving them the support that they need as they make this choice for themselves. For masculine energy, we are seeing right now that while there is some communication that is necessarily blocked, there is something, again, also about surrendering to the circumstances as they are, but also trying to prepare yourself or building something, some kind of stable offer that you want to come forward with and put forward, even in the face of whatever this blockage is. That we're almost seeing here is a moment where there is some kind of offer being created, because there's an acknowledgement that that is what is going to potentially allow this communication to occur. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between the Seven of Wands in its reversal and the Devil card in its reversal. So having this moment of surrender and accepting that some of the partnerships that you are potentially moving away from with that Lovers in its reversal, that this is an act of healing, that there is some acknowledgement point that these energies or whatever this was that is not necessarily giving you that higher spiritual connection is a connection that needs some kind of repair. And letting that moment of surrender guide you forward from this point. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification with the King of Swords in its reversal. Again, it's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For masculine right now, there is a point of uncertainty or inability to move forward as you kind of are surrendering to this act of healing that's occurring. And this could feel like a very vulnerable moment for masculine right now. There is some kind of hesitancy or fear that may be opening up right now because the masculine is feeling very vulnerable around this situation, but understanding that this is an act of healing around partnerships that were not necessarily in a positive place. But there's something about this surrender that's coming forward with the masculine being able to come create this sense of stability that we see them creating for themselves right now that is feeling very vulnerable. While for feminine right now, this is a moment of potential acknowledgement around a partnership with a masculine energy that was not necessarily in its place of power. There is this act of surrender right now and acceptance that this is something that necessarily needs to be healed, that there's something about this partnership that was not working towards your highest self or to your highest potential. And that is specifically potentially centered on the idea that the masculine energy around this connection was one that you did not feel was supportive, was not standing in their power, and something about this inability for them to come forward in this place of power, in this supportive way, even potentially viewing this as some kind of fear-based activity around this energy right now. That is what is allowing you to heal this connection through your perception that is getting clarified with the moon in its reversal. Continuing to get clarification between these points right now, these very, very powerful cards together. Clarification between the Devil card in its reversal with the Ace of Cups in its reversal. So there really being a point right now of understanding and acknowledging. And this could have a lot of different implications. Something about what is going on right now, really having an observation point between what needs to be corrected, what needs to be fixed. Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on a minute. I know what's happened. Okay. We've got some clarification that we need to address around what needs to be fixed, specifically around this Devil in its reversal and the Ace of Cups in its reversal. So there is this moment of accepting and acknowledging that there is something that needs to be healed right now, and even potentially something around partnerships that required healing that is making you take a deeper look at the things that you need to heal within yourself, allowing this point of healing to occur due to the orientation of partnerships that necessarily were not serving you, but allowing this to be a moment of deeper healing as you go into discovering how to repair or remedy these things. We've got clarification coming through right now with the Hierophant in its reversal. So this is requiring you right now to take a bit of unconventional approaches. This is breaking away from anything that you feel might have been holding you bound to it that wasn't necessarily to your highest purpose or for your highest self. Allowing this moment of healing, allowing to yourself to break free from these any kind of connections or partnerships that are not necessarily serving you. Letting these bonds kind of be freed, especially as it relates to potentially soul contracts, things of that nature as well. And these unconventional approaches are what is getting you to a state of deeper healing. Let us continue to get clarification right now. I also want to clarify here. How am I missing a card? I'm missing a card. All right, we're going to draw a card because I've apparently missed a card somehow. So I'm getting clarification right now between, this is what happened. I know what happened. Because these are a 3 card, I didn't get the clarification point between these two. I was just talking about them. Clarification, we're going to get the clarification on this 8 of Wands in its reversal with the King, with the Knight of Pentacles, along with this act of surrender. This is the card that I'm missing right now that we need to get this clarification point on. Please hold. Can I please get the clarifying card right now between these two? Wow. Wow. It is hiding. I can see why it's hiding. This is why, because the masculine's going through a moment of anxiety around this. Because what we're really seeing here, this is really impactful. This is really powerful. So clarification right now between this energy, between this moment. So again, this is very powerful message for masculine, because what are we really seeing occurring in this moment? There's a moment right now where there is some communication that's not occurring potentially around the masculine energy. And it is this point of surrender, that's occurring around this masculine energy, that is causing them potentially to step forward with this offer. And when I say it's coming forward with this offer, they're building this offer for themselves, but they're building an offer not only to be able to put forward around these places or circumstances that are not necessarily in communication, but they're also building their own power completely. That there is something here about the masculine really getting into a sense of stability as it relates to their day-to-day life, as it relates to their material world, that is kind of working in contrast to some of the feelings of vulnerability that they have around some connections that they're still healing from. While for feminine, what we're really seeing here is, again, feeling that there are potentially some blockages in communication, but allowing yourself to surrender to those blockages, not necessarily pushing forward on those places that you feel communication isn't coming. Because, and I gotta stress this, I keep saying this, there might be more than one manifestation of masculine coming forward in a stable energy in the feminine life right now. We're not seeing just one here, but two. So it's this stability. It's this stability that the feminine energy is starting to see or sense around them right now in multiple different avenues that is allowing feminine to have this moment of surrender as they go forward from this point and concentrate on their own healing, which we love, we love. Clarification right now between this King of Pentacles energy along with the King of Swords in its reversal. So for masculine, feeling this, this could be feeling like very, very difficult, hairy energy to navigate right now. There could be some a lot of ambiguity here, because the masculine energy is now currently operating in a space where they are feeling in some areas of their life this stability coming in. They're building the stability for themselves. They're concentrating very much on their material stability right now, because there are some other avenues right now that they feel very, very vulnerable about. They feel very, very uncertain of. And it's in the wake of that uncertainty, in the wake of even potentially that fear that they're feeling, that is allowing them to redouble down on their own material security. And clarification for a feminine who may have an orientation point between two different masculine energies. One that is coming forward right now with a lot of stability, with a lot of security, and another potential energy with their thoughts are on that is one that is feeling less confident, potentially even acknowledging or seeing that energy from a place where they are not necessarily acting in their power, but acting out of a sense of fear or anxiety, or not acting, considering that this is a King of Swords in its reversal. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification is coming right now with the Three of Cups in its reversal. Things be getting serious. And a lot of the decision point we have right now has a lot to do with the energies that are around these energies. That more than anything right now, that for masculine right now, what we're really seeing, there is this orientation point of moving away from any situations that you don't necessarily feel are serving your purposes. There's also something that might be feeling a little isolating right now with the masculine energy, in feeling that there has been some kind of movement away towards any third-party energy or any energy that was not necessarily serving your own purposes. This could be feeling right now that masculine feels that there's a lot of energy around them that is not taking things as seriously or is causing some kind of chaos or confusion in their life. And it's this moment right now where we see that there's a bit of a turning inwards right now, away from those types of energies as they concentrate on their own security and stability. So really kind of the masculine kind of pushing away from any kind of third-party energy that isn't serving their own needs right now as it relates to stability. While for feminine energy right now, a lot of the investigation or a lot of the kind of choice that you're making right now has a lot to do with some clarification that you're either creating for yourself or receiving around the energies that go towards these masculine energies. So really kind of looking toward these energies and really asking yourself not only about who these energies are and what they represent to you, but also the type of energy that you are potentially seeing or expecting around them. Because we do see here that the feminine is also moving from a space where there is some acknowledgement of third-party energy that has caused some disruption point, and paying a lot of attention to that third-party energy even as you move forward from this point. Really kind of allowing things to narrow for you as you choose how to go forward and what kind of energy you want to bring in with you as you continue on this journey for yourself. Continuing to get clarity right now between the King of Swords in its reversal and the Hierophant in its reversal. So for masculine energy right now, this is a moment of feeling some uncertainty, some potential even fear, some vulnerabilities cropping up that may potentially be holding you back from taking action, but also acknowledging that you are kind of being driven right now to take some unconventional approaches for yourself as you continue on this healing journey. And potentially even breaking free of any kind of contracts or restrictions that you feel have been holding you back or not necessarily allowing you to stand in your power. While for feminine right now, this is a moment of acknowledging or seeing some kind of masculine energy that is not necessarily standing in their power, that you do not necessarily feel is acting as a system of support or strength, maybe even questioning of the integrity of this energy. And this is what is allowing you to take unconventional approaches right now as it relates to your own healing. This is a moment of potentially breaking free from any kind of contracts or agreements, or even like feeling any kind of like even soul connection or contracts to these energies as you go forward from this point on your active healing. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification is coming through right now with, there's that communication coming through with Knight of Wands. So what's really intriguing right now is the masculine energy is in a moment where they realize that they are feeling disempowered and uncertain, but they're also recognizing that some things are breaking down around them, some very substantial things. This may actually drive masculine energy forward right now in communication as it relates to trying to address both how they're feeling around this, the anxieties, and these things that have broken down around them. And potentially taking some unconventional approaches for themselves as they move forward with communication, with passion, into a very specific direction. While for feminine energy, what we're really seeing right now is this is a moment where, again, a lot of attention potentially being paid towards a masculine that is not necessarily standing in power, allowing yourself some unconventional approaches as something breaks down around this energy. And in the wake of it, we see new communication coming through. So this could have something to do with communication coming through around this energy, or just new communication in general that is kind of allowing you to get better insight or clarity in terms of your own perception on this situation or circumstance. The final cards for today's spread to get clarification between this Three of Cups in its reversal and this Knight of Wands. So really a moment right now of looking at the energies around you and really kind of moving from a place of rejecting energies that you don't feel are aligned to your purposes. Really putting a lot of analysis and emphasis on who is playing games, who is being serious, and instead moving with a lot of directed action and purpose right now to those places that are sparking your creativity, sparking your passion, coming towards you with that like energy. For feminine right now, this could be feeling like this energy is coming towards you, while for masculine right now, this could be you moving with a lot of direction away from the energies that you do not feel are serious and towards those that are. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with a Magician in its reversal. So there is something here that we keep seeing coming up about some uncertainty in terms of what you want to bring forward from this point with both masculine and feminine energy. One of the things to keep in mind if you've been embodying this today is this idea of feeling some frustration as it relates to where you find yourself and the tools that you have to use to move forward with. We do see here that masculine is kind of using this as a moment to drive forward with their passion in places that they feel like they don't necessarily have the things that they need to really manifest what they want to manifest today. While for feminine, we see here that while there is some anxiety around the energies, this has a lot to do with really trying to embody this act of creation within yourself, of really having some moments right now, even in the uncertainty of this healing that you're going through right now. Thank you so much for the gifts. Where you know what you are trying to create, but really having a point of potential uncertainty as it relates to your own power to create it. So I feel that more than anything today, we do see the fact that feminine is probably be going into something where you're trying to get more serious or feeling some moments of like doubt, even in the act of creation. While for masculine right now, we almost see this fact that we're seeing that vulnerability coming out. And the solution for masculine is coming forward with communication, driving forward in their passions, even in the wake of some fears of their own ability to manifest what they're trying to manifest today. Bottom of the deck on this reading is Three of Swords in its reversal. So there is something coming through very strongly today around the need to heal, about this concentration on healing. I think this gives a lot of clarity to a lot of some of the fear we're seeing coming up, or some of this uncertain energy that is making both masculine and feminine feel a bit vulnerable during this time. Both energies need to bear in mind that there is a lot of healing taking place, and that healing is not linear. There are going to be fits and starts, but rest assured, this is also something that is still actively happening. And we are very glad to see that it is an act of healing, and that it is in its reversal, because that does mean that, the progress is being made to kind of correct any of the deficits as we notice with the energies. That's it for the daily collective read. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and having with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. Please remember, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure to hit both those buttons if you schedule a reading. Again, I want to thank you so much for being here, and we will do this again tomorrow.